So I'm working with an Amazonite, just a raw stone. When you do work with stones like this, the one thing you want to do is work with one that has a narrower bottom than the top, and that way, and you should always work with it with the narrower point going down, and that's going to help it stay in place. Okay, so I have about 3/4 of a foot, 2 pieces of 3/4 of a foot of about 22 gauge wire, copper wire, and you can adjust that according to the size of your stone. So at this point I'm just going to put it in the center of these wires, okay? And I'm working on the narrower side. I'm going to just take my fingers and I'm just going to twist the wires on one side like that. Hand twisting it and just kind of gauging where it's supposed to be. Go to the other side, twist it a few times as well. This is just sort of giving me a heads up on where it should be. Then take my pliers and I'm just going to continue to twist a little bit more, and if you notice it's getting, and I'm not going aggressively with this because if you twist too much it will snap, right? So it's just a matter of getting it twisted, and just take your pliers and do the other side like that. You can use your fingers if you prefer. Okay, just make it even on both sides, and that's what we have so far. And if you notice this is slipping out, but that's okay, as long as you continue to keep it in place with your fingers and readjust it accordingly. Push the sides up push those 2 wraps that you've just done up on the sides, make sure it's centered. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now we're just going to separate those wires back and front, and the same on the other side, back and front. Okay, so this is what we would have. Now I'm going to take those wires that I have now, and if you want to work up a little higher, that's fine too, it's really your choice. But I'm just going to take those 2 wires, find the center of my stone, and then just twist a few times in the center like that. Just again, same thing, just stabilizing. Alright. Okay, and now I'm just going to go back to the front, take my pliers, and I'm just going to start to do the same twists again that I did. Again, taking your time, that you're not going too aggressively. And twist as much as you want. I'm going to twist right to the top. Now if you wanted to do another wrap up here you could, but I'm just going to go right to the top and finish this. And if you wanted to do another one, you would separate the wires and then you would go on the sides again, and that would be how you do it. So that's what I have so far. I'm going to go to the back, do the same thing, and I'm going to gauge them to be the same length. Although it's not necessarily that important because one's going to be the front of your pendant and one will be the back of your pendant, but there you go. And if you notice, one's better centered than the other, and this one's a little bit crooked, but that's all right. You know, it's really what you prefer. Bring all those wires right to the top. So I've pushed the wires in again, same way, right? Give them a little twist, and that's just holding them together, not too much twisting again. Now at this point, I just want to take one of those wires and make a circle with it. So I'm going to make the circle that you can hang your pendant on. And I'm just going to make a circle like you normally would, just with any kind of closed loop. Okay. And then I'm going to take this wire and just wrap it. That's the one that's attached to that one wire that I'm working with. Now the one thing that normally I would just take all these wires and I would wrap them around, but instead of doing that, I'm going to wrap them individually, because what can happen is if you try and wrap them as a group around this, sometimes that can mess with the integrity of this, and it can actually snap this bail off, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do one wrap around, and then just the next one, okay, and then the next one, because you're just really trying to get rid of these wires, and then you just can continue to wrap around. And again, it doesn't make a difference how you do it. When you feel you have enough, if you notice it's done, then I'm just going to trim back all those wires. Make sure that nothing is loose or going to poke anybody. It's a little messy, but again, it's a rustic stone, and that's what you would have. So this concludes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.